In the south, the Muslim-ruled Spain was innovative, it was diverse, it was accepting. It had commerce, it did inventions, it changed things as minor as how shoes were made. The term cordwainer comes from Córdoba. In stark contrast, the fanatic fundamentalist Christian states of the north sought not just to create a unified Spain, they sought to crush that diversity and create a homogeneous state where everybody believed essentially the same thing. They sought to then also purge the Jewish and Muslim populations from Spain in the process. What's incredible about the Spanish moment is not only that the conflict lasted 781 years, and not only that by most people's standards, the bad guys won, the homogeneous crusher population, but that it all kind of came together in 1 year. So it obviously was a process that took 8 centuries, but in 1 year, 1492, a bunch of it lined up just the way they wanted it to. The Kingdom of Granada falls, the last Muslim kingdom. The Jews are expelled, and then 10 years later, the Muslims are expelled. Now, obviously, a lot of Jews and Muslims converted, and they became the conversos and the moriscos. But it's also the year that the world is forever, dramatically, completely changed. It's flipped upside down and shaken, because it's the year that Columbus starts the conquests of North and South America by Europeans. It's the year that triggers a catastrophe for the Native American populations. Within a century, somewhere around 150 million Native Americans die. It's incomprehensible. Mass enslavement, conquest, whole civilizations are destroyed. And it was possible because the Spanish had so much momentum from the war machine that they had built to crush the Muslim South that they just simply took that momentum, they unleashed it into the New World. And when they did, they brought that preserving force of homogenizing with them. And the result was that even though the Spanish created a massive empire that stretched across 2 continents and then the Philippines, they didn't have the ability to adapt. They didn't have the industry to develop to sustain their war machine, to replace the Armada when the English sank it. In other words, what they had done by creating this locked-in, homogeneous society is they had lost the ability to innovate and adapt for the future. So even though the Spanish Empire lasts 300 years, the only reason it lasts 300 years was its massive size gave it the momentum to sustain itself.